Hello, I'm SteelZenith, and today I'm going to look at a replay of myself in an SU-100. Now, this tank destroyer has an extremely powerful gun for its tier, the 122mm D25S. This thing, as you can see from the stats, has pretty good penetration for its tier and amazing alpha. The accuracy, it's not that good, but really with the accuracy buff, who cares? The fire rate is pretty low, but again, with this kind of alpha, at this tier, that fire rate is no real problem. Aiming time, fairly slow, but with this huge gun, you can expect that. Now, I'm not really much of a tank destroyer player. It's true, I have the tier 10 French tank destroyer, the Foch 155, but after you get to tier 8, this thing changes from being a tank destroyer to a brawler. You still play it as a tank destroyer occasionally, but quite a lot of the time you're not really relying on staying camoed. You're relying on this front armor and these guns. Otherwise, I've got the Jagdpanzer E100 unlocked, and again, other than some of the lower tiers, they play a bit more like a brawler than a tank destroyer a lot of the time. The camo's not great. You rely on your armor with the 30, the Jagdpanther, and probably with the Jagdpanzer E100 as well. I haven't played it yet. I see no real reason to get it at the moment. It's not my kind of tank. It's way too slow. This tank, on the other hand, is very much a sniper from cover. If you get spotted in this, 580 HP plus the front armor, which, yeah, it bounces the occasional shot, but it's not really great. I believe 75 front armor, yeah. So basically you rely on this tank's great camo value and this gun to get you out of trouble. It's pretty decent speed, pretty decent traverse speed. Overall, I really like this tank. It's a good tank destroyer, and definitely recommend it to anyone who's looking to get into playing tank destroyers. Anyway, with that said, on to the game. So, here's that game in the SU-100. As you can see, it's on Live Oaks. And while I'm used to playing mediums and heavies on this map, TDs are a fairly recent experience for me. Now, I've seen quite a few TDs head to the area I'm about to head to, which is around D7, D8. It's the area I end up with. I cross over the tracks at first, thinking to support the north, but as you'll see, my plans changed. Now, being low tier in this tank doesn't really bother me that much. You need to play it more cautiously. If you get spotted in this, you need to get out of the line of fire pretty soon. Especially with these tier 8s, you're essentially 2 shots for a lot of them. And even other tier 6s and the tier 7s will hurt you pretty badly. You don't have the armor to bounce much. Now, as you can see, this 1375 got spotted, and I don't see any reason to carry on pushing. The ELC hasn't spotted much up there. They're not advancing down here, so I'm going to start taking shots at this guy. As you see, my first shot just tracked him. and he takes out our own 1375. But my second shot puts 400 damage on him. I would get spotted, so immediately I'm going to pull back from this ridge. Wait for my binos and my caminet to kick in, but I still can't spot that 1375, so he's almost definitely drawn back. At the moment this game is looking like we've got a pretty even spread of our team, as do they. Perhaps slightly lighter on this southern area than in the town, but they do have some pretty good town brawler tanks on their team, like the KB5 and the IS3, so by no means is the town a certain win. The guys going south managed to take out their Panther, and now there's a couple of tanks that I see, but I fire a blind shot at that SU-100. As you'll see from the stats screen later on, I think it bounced off him. Must have hit the front or something. This Alf-Clowns Panther is being very annoying. I fire a snapshot, and snapshotting in this tank is never a very good idea, but with him withdrawing, it was the only chance I was going to get to put some damage into him. However, then this Panzer V M10 shows up, and again, I fire a bit prematurely. Unnecessarily, as it turns out. I didn't realize that he was as far away from the cover as now. Next shot, 423 damage, as you can see. Alpha on this tank is worthy of a tier 8 tank destroyer, even though the penetration isn't necessarily, but you can still scare off some pretty big opponents with this gun. And finish off the Panther M10. Alf-Clowns Panther is back again, but he retreats before I can fire a shot. His T-34-85 keeps on scaring him off. And then another target shows up, the KB-13 down here. As you may be able to see from the minimap, our town team is getting overrun, although we're overrunning them on the south area. It's quite often what happens in this map, that one side gets won and the other side gets lost. Bounced on the KB-13 with that second shot. As you can see, sometimes the 175 pen just isn't enough. Fire another snapshot at the Alf-Clowns Panther, but missed. Now you can see the town part of our team has been completely taken out by their tanks, and I'm on my own here in a tier 6 tank destroyer with a T-34-85. Luckily our Centurion 1 is coming back to base, so we can defend, and the rest of the team is going to push on and attack. Taking a sip of my coffee. So I'm waiting here, hoping just to get a couple of resets in before I die, in order to help our team win. As you can see, they're on pretty high health, most of them, but I put a really nice shot into that IS-3 and he gets taken out by the Centurion then. Nearly managed to track the T-34. Then these ISs start getting into the cap, and I decide to switch focus to them. Fire a blind shot at one of them, and as you can see, it at least did track damage because I managed to reset the counter. I poke forward slightly in this bush just to spot, and then pull back immediately to fire. which is a technique you can use in any tank. Works extremely well in tank destroyers. Well, there I get a bit lucky turning my side onto the ISs in order to fire on the T-34, who gets tracked by a T-34-85, and I put a really nice shot into his side. Managed to reset that IS-6, but gets spotted and immediately pull back. The IS misses his shot in return, and the IS-6 gets taken out by Centurion 1. Now somehow our IS-6 has taken out one of our own team and turned blue in the cap circle, and is still facing a KV-5 up there, so this is by no means a one game. There's still this IS in cap. Now I know I got spotted there and the T-34 was in my flank, but I considered it worth it to take out that IS. And since I reload faster than this T-34, he should be taking cover, but he gets taken out by the Centurion 1 anyway. As you can see, I'm sitting on a really healthy amount of damage, and with this being a KV-5, I load premium into my tank. Sniping at a KV-5, you're not going to penetrate with 175 pen. I believe the penetration with the premium rounds is 217. Take a quick look, yeah. Which stands a chance of penetrating him. And as I say, I really don't want to lose this game, because I'm pretty certain that this is my ace tanker if we win. And when I see the KV-5 on 75 health, I'm pretty sure that we're going to win this. Fire a shot at him, but miss, but the Centurion manages to take him out. So I'll take you on to the post-game stat screens now. So here you can see the post-game stats. 4,274 damage dealt, 2 kills and 1,542 XP. As you can see, I got the ace tanker and Confederate for this. Dealing this much damage with a tier 6 in a tier 8 game, you can expect to get a very high XP score. Finally, this screen shows that upon spotting or tracking, I did 1,126 damage, and that I got a base defense of 92 points. Now I think the Centurion 1 probably got the Defender badge. Other than that, thanks for watching, and goodbye.